setting, which is like 355. And again, we're talking a car way under 2,000 pounds here. Hear how quick it comes to life. You can feel the front tires spin and then the back ones kick. Gonna go over the maintenance, make sure everything is good. Car only has about 1,000 miles since we built it. The engine's been fully broken in. So we're gonna go over, double check everything. I'm gonna check the fluids. We haven't really done a whole lot with it since we built it. Took it to a handful of shows. Of course, we took it to SEMA in Las Vegas. We were in the Hondata booth. Everything is still clean under here. Everything works. Everything is the way it should be. No problems under here. We'll go over the maintenance, do the fluids, maybe put it on the dyno, go over the tune, make sure everything is happy, make sure there is no issues and nothing needs to be addressed. And again, it's been a long build. A lot has gone into this car, a lot of new parts. We put new carpet in here, just put brand new OEM carpet, Sparco seats, just needs to be vacuumed and cleaned. We did a headliner, brand new OEM headliner, new rubbers, moldings, of course, new paint, PPG paint, very, very nice paint. We didn't cut any corners with this car. So we'll go over it, change the fluids, maybe take it for a drive, put it on the dyno, and show you what's going on. I don't know if you remember the video, we did a teaser a long time ago. But it was just this shot right here. It was the car on the lift with all the wheels spinning. Pretty cool, isn't it? Okay, so we got fresh transmission fluid and fresh engine oil. You've seen us talk about this on a lot of our cars. Something you should always stay on top of is your brake fluid and clutch fluid. Again, this doesn't have any miles on it. I think it's got 1,000 miles. But you can see it's already got like a darker color. It's not that it's bad, but it should be closer to clear. And a lot of this is just because, you know, you get it warm, let it cool down, let it warm, cool down. When it condenses, it pulls moisture in. And obviously Florida being a very, very humid state, there's a lot of moisture in the air. It's where you'll see you get a cup full of ice and it'll sweat so bad because of the humidity. Well, the condensation will get in here and contaminate that. Again, it's not terrible, but it's not perfect, and we want perfect here. So we're going to flush both of those, which involves taking the wheels off, taking off the rear skirts so we can access the lug nuts, and then we can get to the calipers and push that fluid through and get the clean stuff in there. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll show you the after effects, show you the difference. All right, now you see it's clear in there. It's nice and gold in there, so we're fresh fluids and we're good. All right, is the suspension we're running on this. It's actually a custom-made Skunk 2. We actually called them and told them what we wanted and got the spring rates. It isn't something they're gonna do for everyone, but they sponsored us when we built this for the SEMA show, and it's a really good spring rate combo for this car. StopTech rotors, cryo-treated, hawk pads, stainless lines, same setup as what we run on our S2000s. We really like that setup. It gives good brake feel, not a lot of dust, and doesn't have quite as quick fade if you are doing any high-speed stops. One thing I mentioned, this car is very, very light, so the brakes are not really working very hard. So we don't produce a lot of heat, and that's one of the reasons the car is like overpowered and overstop. I mean, it feels unbelievable the stopping power this car has. And of course it has ABS, so you're not going to lock it up and put this thing into a slide. Well, we have the Insight on the dyno. I should say K-Sight all-wheel drive on the dyno. This is a two-wheel drive dyno and the car is all-wheel drive, so the trick here is just to remove the drive shaft. Now, you don't want to drive the car any more than you have to with that drive shaft taken away because it will not spin the input of the rear diff, and it could cause a problem. So we're going to limit the amount of driving we do here. I'm going to go over the tune. Basically it has 3 boost settings in here. We have wastegate, boost A, boost B. We have it in this little cubby down here. What are we in right now? We're on boost B. Boost off. This is wastegate. I believe it's about 7.5 pounds. So I'm going to do a 7.5 pound run, go over it, make sure it's good. I haven't tuned this car since it was on the dyno we used to rent. So now we have a brand new dyno that is very, very accurate. So go over the tune with the wastegate, make sure everything's good, make sure everything's happy. Retune A if need be, retune B if need be. Let's click not right now, because I want to tune a car, not do all kinds of extensive updates and look at the computer for the next 3 hours. Alright, so this is right on the wastegate. You see the boost line right here. The blue line is monitoring boost. I see it works. It comes up pretty quick. 6.9, 6.9, 6.6. So 6.5 to 7 pounds of boost. Obviously no knock, so a little amount of boost. 20 to 21 degrees of timing. So let's see what it's making. Keep in mind this is a little turbo. It's a GTX 3071R. 294. So we're nitpicking right now. We are at 6.8 pounds. Air fuel ratio is almost perfect. I really like it. Horsepower isn't coming up. It doesn't want to make any more power. 293, 215 torque, and the graph is nice and flat. Torque is up all the way, but it don't want to make any more power on low boost without cheating it, you know, spraying it down with ice and that kind of thing. We're not going to do that. So we're going to fix just this little area here on the 6 pounds. Then we'll start turning the boost up and start getting up to 300. Alright, that run was 355. It was 10.2 pounds of boost. So we have boost here. Let's put it on boost B. Alright. And this will be the high boost, which we don't even drive this car in high boost because it just gets squirrely. But it's just nice to have it for a number. So let's go ahead. Turn the boost up. Do another run. If you can see that, that's our final graph. That's what the car did before, was 450, but we just wanted to make sure. Look at that, 450.1. We couldn't get much closer. And it's also, what, 98 degrees in here?
Yeah, 98.
Where is that?
97. Jeez.
97, it's actually cooled off. So if we could get an 88 degree day, I think that's like 455 or something like that.
Not only that.
I don't know, I'm pressing all kinds of stuff. What does all this stuff do?
Nothing anymore.
Oh, I've screwed it up. Let me put the camera down. Alright, these are the final runs. Low boost, 298.4. Middle boost, 355. And then, of course, 450. And the graph looks pretty good, right? Basically 300, 350, 450. So, strong little insight, right? 93 octane. We'll just put fresh 93 octane in. The car's been sitting for about 5 months on the old gas, so just to be sure, we drained it out and put fresh 93 in it. In fact, there's our sign that we built for SEMA. You want to see that? Oh, look at that. That's the number that we said. I actually did 450 at closer to 15 pounds, but 14 sounds better. I don't even know where I came up with that number. I think we was printing this at Vegas, and we were trying to remember this off the top of our head. You know, this is the number that people lie about, but you know what? Who cares? This is what puts to the ground. This is what you tell your friends about. Who cares? So 15 pounds, 450. Car is strong as all. Good job, George.
Yeah. Nice.
George has been running back and forth, turning this on, starting the film, turning this off, turning this on and off, and it's hot in here. So that's the end of that. Let's call it a day. This thing just sounds so good. Yeah, it's not too loud, it's smooth though. Alright, so all washed and dried. I'm gonna go ahead and spruce this up now. And it's just been sitting and it's dusty, it's not bad. But the interior could do with just a quick wipe round. I've got some stuff. I want to try and clean the carpets up a little bit. They're just wet from getting in and out. We actually replaced these with brand new carpets when we built this car, and the dash is just dusty, so we're gonna go ahead and clean it. I don't think we've cleaned this since the day we built it, and it's been to SEMA and a couple of shows and driven around the street, so this doesn't really need any cleanup. I went ahead and put just a light coat of wax on the paint, clean the glass. The interior wasn't bad, just dusty. But went ahead and cleaned that. Carpet is still a little bit wet. This was new carpet. We never did put floor mats in it, so once that dries out, that should come clean. The dash is nice and clean. The plastics are clean. So what do you think we're gonna do with this car? Any guesses yet? All right, guys. So do you want to meet the new owner of the K-Sight? This little guy right here. Charles. So a monumental moment. I said this was never going to happen, but it's time for the all-wheel drive K-Sight to get a new owner, and these are the fine folks that travel all the way from Alabama. So they're taking this car. I'm really going to miss this car. There is so much love and passion in this car, not to mention a ton of money and time, but it's such a special car, and they like the Insight. So if you like an Insight, this is like the ultimate Insight right here, right?
It drove really nicely. I was quite surprised at how awesome it drove. It's a nice finish. I'm gonna love it.
It sounds absolutely beautiful.
It does sound pretty amazing. So I've took you for a ride. He's drove it. Do you want me to take the little guy for a ride and give him his first taste of...
I don't know if his car seat will strap in or not.
That's for future.
Yep.
That's awesome. My little guy, I've took him for riding this a couple of times, and he is in love with this car. So it's only in the future.
Yeah.
He's a car guy in the making.
Yeah.
It's gonna help Dad change the oil first, and then we'll move on from that.
There you go. It's not right unless it gets dirty.
Exactly.
Gas going in for the first time in the brand new tank. With a photo of a cop car in front of my neighborhood.
Yes. Yes.
Don't listen to no, we're going.
Not much, but something. Just don't come this way. We're gonna hit that.
We are.
Keep going. We got someone watching over here.
Cut right across the carpet. Cut right across the carpet.
Yep.
If you want to, tomorrow we can move it around and position it. Just park it right in the middle of the booth and lock it up, and
Okay.
that's all we can do because they gotta move the stuff around.
Yeah.
You know what? Can you work a little closer distance just in case you guys aren't here, so that way it's not in the way.
Yeah.
For, the dancer.
I'm just wondering if any more cars are gonna go by. We'll do it tomorrow. I've got those ramps.
Yes,
Real
tomorrow.
thin ramps.
Yeah, because we're gonna have to position the car at an angle, either an angle or straight.
Yeah.
There's gonna be another part next to it.
Yeah. You know which way you're gonna put them?